Officials say local authorities are launching a probe as well, warning that whomever is found responsible will face consequences. A stern commitment from the government following allegations emerging from a United States investigation into an international drug trafficking case and the recent arrest of a Bahamian in the United States. The allegations have also surfaced referencing a Bahamian politician. In a statement, the government says it has taken the matter seriously and will seek to engage U.S. authorities through the proper law enforcement channels to obtain any available information and evidence related to the investigation. The statement further noted that local law enforcement agencies will begin their own inquiries into the allegations. However, the government says it has not received any official information identifying any public official in connection with this matter. Still, officials insist that the chips will fall where they may, maintaining that anyone found to be involved in wrongdoing will be held accountable without fear or favor. Currently, Jonathan Eric Gardner has been linked to several major criminal matters in the United States, primarily involving narcotics trafficking. He was arrested after surviving a plane crash off the Florida coast on May 12th. U.S. federal prosecutors charged him with conspiracy to import cocaine into the United States. Authorities allege he was part of an international trafficking network moving cocaine from Colombia through the Bahamas into the United States. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs says it continues to seek consular access to the Bahamian citizen and will remain engaged with the United States on the matter. And so far, the Bahamas Consul General has not been allowed access to the detainee. Now we're told that Gardner will be arraigned in a New York court at 11 a.m. on Thursday. Final preparations underway for all the trappings of tomorrow's opening of Parliament, a ceremony steeped in tradition that will see a partial shift in venue to the Atlantis Paradise Island Resort. Corvell Pytham joins us with all the changes expected at the opening of Parliament. Corvell?
LaDon, before we go into Cleopatra's piece that will tell us about tomorrow's preparations, you know, even people who are not from the Bahamas have become excited about what's going to happen here tomorrow at the Atlantis Resort. We're with several visitors. Rocky is from Washington State, as well as Jesse, who is from Niagara Falls, the Canadian end of Niagara Falls. Let's start off with Rocky. What excites you about it, about being here in the Bahamas?
I mean, man, just the beautiful women, weather. You know, we got everything down here. It's just amazing. You know, I'm real excited for Parliament. You know, just big fan of the whole thing, so.
What about you?
Yeah, I know it's really good from Canada, the relationships with Bahama. We've done our third time. Really good for the family to come experience everything that Bahama has to offer.
So no bother about the inconvenience it might cause to your vacation, the fact that there will be 2,500 people here?
No, sorry. No, nothing at all. You know, it's good. It's we're on vacation, so yeah, we're gonna have a good time regardless.
All right, Cleo has put together a piece for us about how tomorrow's festivities will unveil.
I'm here with David Forbes, Chief Clerk in the House of Assembly. Now, Mr. Forbes, you know the opening of Parliament is a very big day for the country. Now, first of all, we know there are some 41 members of Parliament going into the House this time around. Tell us about the reconfiguration to accommodate this bigger group.
Well, you know, we have 4 rows of seating in the House of Assembly, and each one of those rows has 10 seats. So for quite a while now, for several decades, we've had 40 seats in the House of Assembly, even though the membership has been less than 40 at times, as low as 38. But also, you have to remember that at one point in time, we had 49 members in the House of Assembly, almost 50. But recently, we've just had to make minor adjustments in terms of making sure that every member has their own microphone. So we've had to add 1 microphone to what was there before, or 1 or 2. Because you remember, even though we have 40 seats on the floor, we have 1 seat which belongs to the Speaker, and the Speaker is one of those 41. So we didn't have to really change anything in terms of the desk and the sitting. We've always had 40 seats on the floor.
Okay,
yeah.
So what happens once MPs and senators file into the House?
Well, yeah, what happens is members assemble, and before they take their seats, before they cross the bar, they have to take the oath of allegiance and oath of qualification. That happens in the House of Assembly and the Senate. Once they have taken the oath of allegiance and the oath of qualification and assume their seat, then the clerk of the Parliament will preside over the election of a Speaker. Once that is done, then the Speaker will preside over the election of the Deputy Speaker. After that, then the Speaker will nominate three or appoint a three-member committee to go to the government house and inform the Governor General of her or his appointment as presiding officer over the House. When that is completed, the committee will return and report to the Speaker that they have carried out those functions. And then, of course, the same thing will be happening at the same time in the Senate. Once that process is finished, then the Senate will move a resolution to adjourn, and they'll go across to the Atlantis Hotel, where in one of the ballrooms, the throne will have already been erected for the Governor General to sit on. And the senators will be there by the time the Governor General gets there, and the House of Assembly members will follow afterwards. Once they arrive, the Governor General will then, first of all, once the Governor General arrives, the Senate President will present herself or himself to the Governor General and let them know again that I've been the person who was elected to preside over the Senate. The same thing will happen when we get there. When the House gets there, the black rod from the Senate will be instructed by the Governor General to summon members, the Speaker and members of the House of Assembly. And once that is done, the House of Assembly, the Speaker first of all, the mace, then the Speaker, then the clerks, then the ministers in order of precedence will assemble before the throne. And once everybody is where they're supposed to be, the Speaker will then move and present herself to the Governor General. And after the Speaker would have completed that, the Prime Minister will then move forward and give the Governor General the speech from the throne.
Thank you very much, Mr. Forbes.
My pleasure.
So very useful insight from the Chief Clerk of Parliament, David Forbes. Back to you in studio.
LaDon, and you can hear from the interest from the visitors as well as Bahamians. There will be a lot of excitement and intrigue about what is happening here tomorrow. By the way, this is not, of course, as you will hear us say, not the first time that this opening of Parliament has taken place outside of the city of Nassau. You'll recall that in 2021, it in fact occurred at Bahama Resort. So moving it here is really nothing that we have not seen before. We will, of course, have lots more to tell you about tomorrow. Hope you will all tune in. We will be on the air beginning at 9 a.m. on Wednesday morning. Reporting from the Atlantis Resort for the Bahamas Tonight at 11. I'm Corval Pike from Let's Send It Back to You, LaDon.
5 parliamentary secretaries now are part of the Davis administration 2.0. The group appointed was appointed to several key sectors, including education, environment, Office of the Prime Minister, as well as the Ministry of Works and Family Island Affairs. Here's Lloyd Allen.
The role of a parliamentary secretary serves as a kind of glue between a minister, the parliament, as well as the public service. And today, that glue was set in place through the appointment of 5 parliamentary secretaries taking place at Mount Fitzwilliam.
Today marks the completion of the executive appointments of this administration. With the swearing in of these parliamentary secretaries, the government's executive team is now fully assembled and ready for the work ahead.
Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Education, Science and Technology, the Honourable Chester Cooper, also reminded the group that based on the tall order of goals set by the present administration, the first directive for this public officer group is to hit the ground running.
The Prime Minister has assembled this executive team with a clear mandate to deliver. The Bahamian people expect progress, the progress that we promised, that they can see, feel, and trust. They expect the government to move with urgency, to listen, to act, and to remain close to the realities of their lives.
Now, the appointees all spoke with ZNS News, sharing their hopes on accomplishing goals over the course of the next 5 years.
This new administration has a lot of great plans for the people of the Bahamas. My role will be to make sure those plans get communicated to the people of the Bahamas, those get executed. Prime Minister, I work extremely well under his leadership. I'm looking forward to working with him to ensure that his plans are executed.
It's a culmination of works and conversations that, would have started months ago about what the real needs of Abaco and the people of Abaco want and need to see happen from this government. And as well, in the Ministry of Family Island Affairs, I look to bring, my vast knowledge of hospitality, real estate, business, all of that, just to, bring value to to everything that I touch.
Just want to become familiarized with some of the more critical things that you touched on in terms of beach erosion and everything else, because we tend to only look at Nassau, but we got to look at other family islands.
With the full slate of executive appointments concluded, the government's team appears now ready for its role over the next 5 years. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Following the government's re-election, discussions continue about the role continuity plays in national development. Longtime public servant Luther Smith shares his perspective on governance, public spending, and policy implementation. Leah Cooper reports.
The Davis administration campaigned heavily on the idea of continuity, asking voters for another 5 years to continue the work started during its first term. Longtime Permanent Secretary Luther Smith says there's a reason governments around the world often stress stability, arguing that frequent changes in leadership can slow national development.
In the countries that have done very well, and I think, for example, of a country like Singapore, they have had just about one continuous government, and so their programs and their planning continue over a period much longer than 5 years or much longer than 7 years. And so when we talk, for example, about a national development plan, which is a 10-year plan, that does not bind, for example, an incoming government for the first time, but for a government that has already been in power, it's a program that can be rolled out.
Of course, carrying out large-scale development plans comes at a cost, and with governments often criticized for public spending, Smith says there's sometimes a misunderstanding about how the system actually works.
Well, as one who has worked in the system for many, many years, I can tell you that a lot of the information that comes out regarding public expenditure is, to say the least, sensational. It doesn't work like that. In order to get anything done, you have to go through such a loop, such a rigorous process, that it's almost impossible for there to be waste or for there to be what I would call mismanagement, etc. So I think a lot of it is people don't understand.
Smith also points out that campaign promises cannot move forward without two major things.
Well, one of the key components of any project is financing. If financing is available, that is a major, major step in the right direction. The second very important element is that of having the personnel to implement the project. Oftentimes, projects are designed and you do not realize that they have to be implemented not by themselves, but by individuals.
As the administration prepares for another term, Smith says long-term planning, consistency, and proper implementation will all play an important role in turning campaign promises into results. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Leah Cooper.
And still to come, many people are preparing tonight to show off their best fashions for tomorrow's opening of Parliament. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight at 11.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Only at Popeyes can you get the amazing deal of 5 pieces of chicken for $10 at all Popeyes locations. Visit us every day, any day, and get your 5 for $10 only at Popeyes.
Y'all again?
Monday, Popeyes. Tuesday, Popeyes. Wednesday, Popeyes. Thursday, Popeyes. Friday, Popeyes. Saturday, Popeyes.
Girl, what we getting for lunch today? Popeyes again?
Popeyes. Every single day, give me Popeyes.
The government has launched a new initiative aimed at helping small businesses reduce energy costs and improve efficiency. The Free Energy Audit Initiative, funded through the Green Climate Fund, will provide no-cost energy assessments to micro, small, and medium-sized businesses in Abaco, Eleuthera, and right here in the capital. Officials say participating businesses will receive expert recommendations on reducing utility costs, improving energy efficiency, and exploring renewable energy solutions. The program targets businesses in sectors sectors, including hospitality, manufacturing, agribusiness, and commerce. Government officials say the initiative forms part of a broader national effort to strengthen sustainability, reduce emissions, and support long-term economic resilience across this country. As the country prepares for the pomp and pageantry of the new parliamentary term tomorrow, local businesses are cashing in on the rush for political apparel. Custom merchandise and high fashion looks fit for the swearing-in ceremony. Shaquille Dames, take a closer look.
From custom party gear to embroidered campaign apparel, businesses across New Providence say election season brought a major boost in demand. Managing Director at Janae's Uniform Center, Martha Wallace, says both major political parties tuned to local manufacturers to help meet their campaign needs.
They had them pre-made, but we do it locally here. We have had two of the major parties, like I mentioned. They would have come in for the DTF. Okay, we have those DTF going, we have the embroidery going, and we had them going for the two major parties.
And with the focus now shifting from campaign trial to the halls of Parliament, boutiques and fashion stores are also seeing an increase in customers preparing for the official ceremonies. Owner of Kingdom Woman Culture, Bernadette Smith, says business has surged with senators, members of Parliament, and supporters all preparing for the highly anticipated event.
We have a lot of customers shopping for Back to Parliament. We have persons who are being sworn in, senators, MPs, and then a lot of persons who are attending the event. So that has spiked business tremendously. Well, I'm excited with seeing the fascinators, the beautiful dresses, all the diverse different colors, because you know, us Bahamian women, we know how to put ourselves together because we are indeed the best dressed women in the world.
I love the fascinators that they have, and I came in 1 minute. I found an outfit to go to the swearing in. I must say, they have a lot of fashion here. Anything you're looking for is in this store.
As Parliament prepares to open tomorrow, some local business owners are looking back on election season and whether it influenced customer activity in stores. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Shaquille Dames.
Amajal Knowles has a look at what's coming up in sports.
The opening of Parliament, filled with pomp and circumstance and steeped in tradition. Wednesday, May 20th, Parliament will reconvene. The government will lay out its legislative agenda for the new session and outline national objectives in a speech from the throne, which will be read from the Imperial Ballroom of Atlantis Resort on Paradise Island. Join the ZNS Network for live coverage of this all-important event. The opening of Parliament, Wednesday, May 20th, beginning at 9 a.m. on the ZNS Television and Radio Network and streaming on our YouTube and Facebook platforms.
As we continue to develop the orange economy of the Bahamas and empower our artists and artisans, we as a government intend to show tangible support. We are therefore requesting our Bahamian artists and artisans to submit images of their handmade, authentically made Bahamian products and prices as we move to produce a live digital booklet with Bahamian-made works. With the creation of a live booklet, artisans can always submit new works to be included. It is our intent to use this book as a catalog for the purchase of items by all senior government officials for gifts, display items, and the like. Ministers, permanent secretaries, members of parliament, and ambassadors will be supporting our orange economy by the purchase of items and in sharing this book to the wider global creative community. We are committed to grow and expand the orange economy of the Bahamas.
Tuesday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports. It's all about action on the pitch. Starting off first with the Bahamas Men's Soccer League knockout finals taking place at the Roscoe Davies Soccer Field on Sunday. The crowd that made it out to support their clubs certainly got their money's worth. In the opener, in the third place game, would be the league champs, the UB Mingos, kicking off against United FC. The Mingos entering this game with a chip on their shoulders, having their dreams of winning both the league and knockout cup titles dashed at the hands of Dynamos FC. The Mingos would indeed look like the sharper team between the two, shutting out United FC 3-zip to secure the third place finish.
Bittersweet. I'm happy that we won. We should have scored more goals, and unfortunately we had a bad injury to the heart and soul of the team in the first half, Alex St. Hilaire. But outside of that, we can be content with how the game went.
I was just happy to help the team, but all in through was a team effort. We lost the semi-final last game, but we wanted to come on and prove ourselves.
Kevin, are you satisfied with the position your team secured coming out of the end of the season?
I can say yes. We still won the league. We wanted to win the cup as well, but we tried our best to win through.
And after that, it would be the championship game, and it certainly would be no love lost between the aforementioned Dynamos FC and Inter-Nassau FC, as they would have a wire-to-wire battle in the title game. But it would be the Dynamos managing to find the back of the net twice in this one. That would ultimately give them the decisive edge, be able to eke out the 2-1 victory, and allow them to take home the prestigious Knockout Cup trophy.
It's been a long journey. We worked hard. We had some disappointments along the way during the season, but we fought at the end and we came back and we rose up to the challenge to win this Knockout Cup championship. Well, I just had to keep telling them to be patient and don't let their emotions get the best of them. Keep their heads in the game and keep playing, because I know that we were the better team. We just have to stay focused.
And on Monday, it was the juniors of the GSSA trying to secure their spot in the title game. Games began with girls' play. The LW Young squad coming out firing, cruising past DW Davis with a dominant 3-zip victory to secure their place in the championship match. Over on the other field, fans were treated to a thriller between the H.O. Nash Lions and the Anatole Rogers Timberwolves. After a hard-fought battle, the game ended level, then it was on to penalties. In the end, the Lions held their composure, converting enough penalty kicks to edge past the Timberwolves and punch their ticket to the finals, where they will face LW Young for the championship. Here's what both teams had to say following their big wins.
They have come from far. Many of them learned the game throughout the season, and they have developed the real meaning of the game, understanding each position. I am proud of the teamwork. They've learned how to share the ball, and they've learned how to communicate on the field rather than just kicking the ball around and running on the field.
I don't think my girls exactly played well, so we got to go back to practice tomorrow. We practice lunchtime, practice after school to regroup. We really struggled with finishing and scoring goals during the regulation time. And so tomorrow we got finishing and shooting practice to make sure that when we play on Wednesday that we get the win during the regulation time and not in penalty kicks.
Over on the junior boys side, it was a nail-biting showdown between the Anatole Rogers Timberwolves and the AF Adderley Tigers. Both teams battling from start to finish in a tense, hard-fought contest that also needed sudden death penalties to decide a winner. In the end, the Tigers held their nerve edging past the Timberwolves with the decisive kick to punch their ticket to the title game. The other semifinal featured S.E. McPherson taking on C.H. Reeves in another tightly contested battle. Both teams traded chances throughout the match, but it was the Sharks who found the breakthrough in the second half for a 3-zip win to secure their spot in the finals.
I think that the rough first half you spoke of, it was as a result of the boys not making the passes early. And that is what we have always practiced and emphasized. Make the passes when you see it, and it will become easy.
I talked to my boys from we started the practice. I let them know we have to stick as a team, stick together, no matter what it is. We have to fight. And then the second half, I talked to them, let them know if we're losing, I want everybody. We put up a fight.
And in baseball news, well, it must be the Pants. Jazz Chisholm Jr. crushing his 5th home run of the year, seeming to have turned the corner on what was a relatively cold start to the season. In an effort to break out of his early season slump, the Yankees second baseman has been wearing his teammate Giancarlo Stanton's uniform trousers and using Jose Caballero's bat. Chisholm produced his 4th straight multi-hit game and snapped a 5-5 tie by poking a 2-1 splitter from Yarel Rodriguez off of the middle left field foul pole. The Yankees would win 7-6. Jazz currently batting .237 on the year with 5 homers. And that's been a look at your sports on this Tuesday. I'm Amajal Knowles, signing out until tomorrow.
Being a linesman requires precision, courage, and skill. But imagine putting those abilities to the test in a regional competition. That's exactly what a 6-member delegation from the Bahamas Power and Light Company Limited did as they proudly represented the Bahamas at Carol X Line Workers Rodeo and Symposium in Dominica.
Line workers from across the region faced off in a competition designed to test their technical expertise, safety knowledge, and speed in real-world scenarios. We caught up with members of Team Bahamas who shared their thoughts on the experience.
I'm looking forward to the friendly competition and to see how we stack up against the rest of the Caribbean when it comes to climbing and little techniques and tricks that you can incorporate into your line of work every day.
Events like these is good because at the end of the day, when we do go on hurricane restorations, everyone is on the same page. Safety practices, the safety aspects of it, so it wouldn't be nothing new for anyone.
Participants competed demonstrating their ability to climb poles, rescue colleagues, and restore power efficiently and safely. But it wasn't all smooth sailing.
It's kind of rainy. Being a lineman, rain don't stop you. Like, this is basically a normal thing for us, working in the rain and weather conditions not being the best, but we just pull through and do what we gotta do.
I was really only disappointed about one event that I didn't get to do too well in, but everything else was pretty good. I feel like I did my best.
Being at the symposium with all of the other teams from the various Caribbean islands, it's been helpful in the camaraderie. There's a barrier, right? So you're able to bridge that. It's pivotal to be able to forge relationships, build these friendships.
For Bahamas Power and Light Company Limited, this experience was more than competition. This was about building regional bonds, sharing knowledge, and empowering the people who help to keep us energized every day.
Behind every strong economy is a bold entrepreneur, and we're here to support them, island by island. On Cat Island, we've helped 17 entrepreneurs turn their dreams into thriving businesses. Through over $360,000 in approved funding, the SBDC is strengthening Cat Island's economy by investing in its leading sectors: agriculture, fuel, and fishing. No matter the island, every business we support strengthens the economy, starting with yours. SBDC Bahamas.
It's time now for a weather check with Diane Dorset. Good evening, Diane.
Good evening. Our satellite picture shows mostly cloudy skies across the central and southeast Bahamas. This cloudiness is due to a troughing stretching from a mid-level low northeast of the Bahamas. Therefore, chances of showers are more elevated over the central and southeast Bahamas, with isolated showers likely over parts of the northwest Bahamas tonight and tomorrow. Now, let's take a quick check on temperatures around the Family Islands. In the northern Bahamas, it is 85 degrees in Freeport City and Grand Turtle Key, 83 in Marshall, Abaco, and Alistown, Bimini, 82 in Bullocks Harbor. In Fresh Creek, Central Andros, it is 80 degrees. In Camps Bay, South Andros, Harbor Island, Rock Sound, Eleuthera, it is 82 degrees. 84 in Arthurstown, Kid Island, San Salvador, Rumkey, and Georgetown, Exuma. And the 4 are southernmost islands. In Crooked Island, Long Island, and Ragged Island, it is 82 degrees. 82 also in Betsy Bay, Acklins, and Matthew Tani, Nagua, and for the Turks and Caicos Islands, it is 84 degrees. Tonight, you can expect a low of 76 degrees, breezy this evening, partly cloudy and warm, with a couple of thunderstorms, and then tomorrow, a high of 84, that's about in the mid-range, median range, times of clouds and sun, with a thunderstorm in some spots in the morning, then turning breezy. Now, in your extended forecast, you can expect a mix of sun and clouds through Saturday, with occasional showers and isolated thunderstorms in some spots. High pressure will gradually build into the area by the weekend, with occasional streaming showers in the easterly wind regime continuing through to next week. This week's temperatures will stay warm with highs in the 80s and hitting 90 on Sunday and again on Tuesday, and lows at about 75, 76 degrees. That's your late night look at weather, and as always, rest easy, stay cozy, and thanks for staying up with us. Have a good night, everyone.
Thanks a lot, Diane. Well, that does it for the Bahamas Tonight at 11. From all of us here at ZNS, I'm LaDawn Davis. See you right back here tomorrow night at 11. Good night.
At Bahama Boulevard, I'm Sean Innes. This is ZNS.